Y'all see the puzzle. I am, look, let me show you. Let me show you. Look, is that so amazing? Like, it really is. I'm so proud of myself. It's so exciting. Um, so today, let me tell you what happened. This is just random things that I'm talking about today. Um, so today I had some errands to run. Um, And then I decided that I was going to go get me something to eat, which I did. I ended up going to the Cheesecake Factory. And while I was at the Cheesecake Factory, when I walked in, um, there was one empty seat. So I sat down. And as I was waiting for them to bring my food, um, the a couple of people that were next to me got up, and then there was another young lady that sat down. So I was, I was reading my book. I was um, underlining, and I'm reading this book about um, your ultimate calling, and it is by, oh, what is his name? Um, Hold on. It is by, I'm gonna think of his name. But I was reading this book about the ultimate calling because I talk a lot about purpose, and so one of the things I love to do is to continue to do more research, learn more things, improve my craft, and all those delightful things. So I was sitting there reading a book, and um, a young lady came down and sat beside me. Of course, we spoke, and then I overheard her tell the waitress that she was waiting for her husband to come. So she, placed their drink order, and then her husband came, and they were chit chatting. I really wasn't paying too much attention to what they were saying, but um, so I was almost getting ready to pay for my bill, and she says to me that she asked me, she's like, "How long have you been doing things by yourself? Like, I noticed that you are out to eat by yourself. I wonder, how long you've been doing it." And I was like, forever. Like, I go a lot of places by myself. I mean, you name it. So, I said a long time. I'm sometimes when I go out to eat, usually I take something with me. So usually I journal or read while I'm waiting for my food. And then once my food comes, I might read, or I don't really like to read and eat because, like today, I got some food in my book, and I was like, that's why you put the book up when you are eating. Um, Sometimes I get on my phone, sometimes I get on social media while I'm eating. Um, and so we were kind of chit chatting about that. And so she says to me, she's like, um, so I said, well, what about you? She said that she'd been going out by herself since she was 7. I was like, 7 years old? So she said yes. She said that she, I guess when she was 7, she went to a movie by herself because her friends didn't want to go. So I was like, I have not been doing things by myself for that long. But um, I was like, that's awesome. So then we kind of chit chatted because I was telling her that, before I met my husband, that I would, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for the thumbs up, the likes. I was telling her that before I met my husband, that I would literally go on vacation by myself. Of course, I would make sure that it was a safe place, um, that, it was a safe place for me to be. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed, I've always enjoyed my own company. And if you've never vacationed by yourself, I highly suggest it. The one thing that I did not do, I did not go, I am trying to find this one piece. I haven't gone out of the country by myself. I don't have that much nerve. And now I'm married, so of course I would go with my husband. Does that fit? No. But it's really, if you've never vacationed by yourself, it's really freeing. It's exciting. I had such a great time. I loved, when you, now, of course, if you're going to go on vacation, you got to like your own company. If you are the kind of person who has to be around other people, that's fine. But, I've always liked going places by myself. I mean, even now, I on a Saturday or Sunday, 9 times out of 10, you are gonna find me at a coffee shop, a bookstore, Barnes and Noble, someplace because I like to read. I love books, and so that was that. So I was like, it'll be interesting to know if you guys ever, you know, do you go on vacation by yourself? Do you travel by yourself? And here's the thing. So I follow a young lady. Now, here's something that I have never had the courage to do, and that is go out of the country by myself. So this was before I got married when I would go these places. I was single for a long time, for like 13 years. And so I decided that I was going to still do things. I was not going to wait until I met somebody and I was going to travel. And so that's what I did. So it was really a good time. Like I said before, I highly suggest it. So that was one thing that I did today. Another thing that I did was I went live earlier talking about I love podcasts, listening. I say podcast, but I don't watch. I watch them on YouTube. So I guess I like YouTube. And so I was listening to is this it? No, dag. This very interesting interview. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Diary of a CEO, but I love that podcast because he interviews a lot of people. I also love the Mel Robbins podcast because I like her interview style and how the questions that she asks and how detailed they are. So that's what I was watching today. And so they were, I talk a lot about finding your purpose, and it's very interesting to hear the journey of other people and how their purpose came to be. So even the book I was reading, I'm reading a book by Wayne Dyer, and the book is called The Ultimate Calling. And so it's always been interesting to me how people find their calling, if they're willing to find their calling, because it really takes it takes a decision Because I think for most people, it's very easy to go to high school, go to college. If you go to college, or if you get a job right out of high school, and then you just start working and paying bills, and you work and you pay bills, and you work and you pay bills, and you work and you pay bills. And so, if you are a person who has lived a couple of years, a few years, have maybe you had children and maybe they've grown up, maybe you are at a place where maybe you are going through a transition in your life. I just went to a funeral today of a 33-year-old. It was so heartbreaking. My heart really went out to the parents and everyone who was there, because it was really sad. Of course, he lived a great life, but, it's still sad when you are dealing with the transition of a young person. And so whenever I go to a funeral, period, but especially of a young person, I find myself being very reflective. It is very sad being very reflective because, you hear that, you never know when the time may happen, but I always end up being very reflective because you just never know. And I can remember having conversations with people who had experienced the transition of a person, and they didn't leave the last interaction in a place that they would have liked. And so how they end up holding on to that. And so that's one of the reasons why I really try my best to give people their flowers while they're here, treat people the way I want to be treated, because you just never know. You just never know. And so after the funeral, I was like, okay, let me go get something to eat, have a good meal, kind of, because I like to reflect on stuff like that. And that's also why I just feel like it's so important to find your purpose, to find out why you are here, what, who you are here to impact, because you just never know when is the last time going to be the last time. So I know that's a bit heavy, but you know, hey, I said before, this is just a random conversation that I'm having. One of the things that one of the podcasts that I was listening to earlier today, this is another. I'm telling you, I listened to the Diary of a CEO. I listen to it all the time. So he was also talking with somebody who had been she was responsible for protecting the presidents of the United States with a Secret Service. She was a Secret Service, and so she's not Secret Service anymore. And so she talks, she's written a couple books. She's a very dynamic to listen to. But she was talking about how important it is to have self-awareness, and more specifically, think about the things that you think about. I posted a video earlier today that said, notice what you notice. Think about what you think about, because that helps you to have an awareness of where you are and what you're thinking. It takes you off of automatic pilot, so that you can really focus on the things that are important to you. So she talked about that. She also talked about how important it was. Some people, let's like say you have a big decision that you want to that you have to make. It could be career, it could be personal, it could be really it could be anything. And she talked about how do you go about making that decision? Do you go inward or do you go outward? Do you think about what is the best thing for you to do and then do that? Or do you go around and ask everybody what they think you should do? And so it was very interesting, because I used to be a person. I used to be a person who, in the past, I would get everybody's opinion about what they thought I should do. Do they think it was a good idea? Do they? And one of the things that she was saying, one of the things that helps you kind of gather information about yourself and become self aware is to decrease the number of people who you ask and really get silent and concentrate on what it is you really like and desire. And so it's really about going inward and not focusing so much outward, because you really are the expert on your own life. You really are the one who knows what is best for you. And here's another thing that she said that I thought was very interesting, because the interviewer was asking her, like, how do you know if you're making the right decision? And what she said was, you never know if it's the right decision. And I thought that that was so interesting and so insightful, because you never really know if it's the right decision. It may be the right decision at that time, it may be the right decision for you, or it may not be, but you never know if it's the right decision until you make a decision. And so, one of the reasons why she was encouraging you to make a decision is because even if you don't make a decision, you're still making a decision. And so, why not do the things that you think are important? Do the things that you think you might want to do, because it also gives you a sense of control when you are making the decision in your life instead of falling into being a victim in your life, which is another thing that she talked about how if you are replaying this story in your head that you are a victim, somebody did this thing to you and caused you to be unhappy or to get hurt, as long as you are replaying that victim mindset, that it literally attracts more of the victim mindset. Because it really is important for you to think, feel, and imagine that you can handle anything that happens to you. I don't care what it is, you can handle it. Maybe there is a lesson for you to learn. No matter what happens, you can handle it. Now, you may not have done anything to be in the position that you're in, one of the things that I always say is that you are not responsible for being hurt, but you are responsible for healing the hurt that you have been impacted by. And so, people do and say crazy things. Sometimes people are mean, sometimes people are devious. Like, that is not going to change. That is not going to change. The thing that is important to remember is that you are responsible for your life. Like, you are responsible for living your life. You are responsible for living your life. That if you decide to do something or not, that is a choice that you are making. And even when you are not choosing, you are still making a choice. That's the thing to remember. And so it's better, I believe, if you are in the driver's seat, if you are navigating the road that you are driving on instead of turning over the keys and the wheel to someone else. And I go back to the point of you are the expert on your life. You are. And I have found that it is better for me to make the decisions of my life instead of waiting for other people to do it. Okay? So, do y'all want to see the puzzle? Look at here. Isn't it so beautiful? I love it. Listen, when I tell you, I absolutely love it. I just, so after I finish it, I'm trying to think, am I gonna be able to get it finished tonight? That is the question. But when I do get it finished, it's not called shellac, but that's what I call it. I'm gonna preserve it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll hang it up on the wall. Who knows? So let me see, what else did I want to talk to y'all about today? Let me see. I'm trying to think, what else? I don't know. Do y'all have any questions for me? Do y'all have any questions? And do y'all like puzzles? It's been a long time. I think since I've been an adult, I've probably done 3 puzzles, I think. I love it so much. I really do. So let me see. So let me tell you what I learned today about YouTube. So one of the things that I learned about YouTube today is that it's all about consistency. That's what I learned. It's all about consistency, and it is also about, for me, when I go live, the numbers skyrocket. And so what I ended up doing was asking, I was like, ChatGPT, what do I have to do to grow on YouTube? Because it seems like my numbers, my engagement, yes, consistency. It seems like when I go live, the numbers are higher. The engagement is better. Even the people who engage and say the crazy comments, thank you You're helping my engagement. And so I was like, is it better for me to do one or the other? And so one of the things that they said is, of course, whichever one you can do and be consistent at, do that one. If it's shorts, do that. If it's long form, do that. If it's going live, do that. If it's posting, do that. But it did say that when you go live, and I think this is the case on all of the platforms, that YouTube pushes the lives out to help with the engagement. Because what I have experienced is when I video, when I record and then do the edits and then put it up, the engagement is not there. The engagement is not there, the views is not there. And so for me, I have found that I get pretty good reach for shorts and lives. Now, that's not to say that I'm not going to do any long form, because I will. It's suggested that you do 2 long form videos a week, that you go live at least 2 times a week, and that you upload a short every day. That was the suggestion from ChatGPT. And so what I came up with for me is that I'm gonna go live at least 4 or 5 times a week. A couple days I can't go. Like today, this is my second time I went live. But this helps build community engagement. If you use relevant tags or upload the videos when your audience are active, you will definitely get the engagement. Now, listen, you have said something, because that is one of the things that I have started to do. So I don't really know a lot about the tags. I'm still learning about that. Are tags and hashtags. Are tags and hashtags the same? So I have been watching when my audience is active, and that's when I've been going live. I have not been uploading a video when, oh, okay, so tags and hashtags are the same. Okay, thank you. Sometimes it takes me a minute. So I try to do something. I try to, what's the word? Improve something that I'm doing. I'm not going to say every video, because I don't do it every video, but at least a couple times a week. So one of the things that I did this week, I heard from somebody, was if I am recording and then editing and putting the video up after I recorded and edited, to change the file name to be what the video is about. That was one thing I did this week. Another thing that helped me, that I also implemented this week, was to change the file name of the thumbnail to be a little bit different than what the video was about. The same thing, but like call it something different. So I was like, okay, I felt like those were 2 big things. I don't know that those were 2 big things that are going to impact it. Yes, the video title should be small. Look at that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because, I can say that this time I am literally I'm falling in love with the process of it. So thank you, Krishna. Thank you so much for the information and the confirmation. I appreciate it so. And so, am I looking at the results? Absolutely. We all do. And I'm also enjoying the process of adding, adjusting, implementing, and the process of growing. So that has been, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's also allowing me to get out of my comfort zone because I am learning to do what works. Thank you for look at that. And I'm gonna subscribe to yours. Thank you so much. But that's also something that I realize that is increased when I do. Thank you. Yes, we're gonna learn together. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna grow. We're gonna learn and grow. Because it's a process. And so I'm all in. And so I hope that I can inspire you, because there was a time where I would not go live on YouTube. And if I did, I would have a script. I would have, bullet points and, that kind of thing. But I was just like, I'm just gonna go live and just talk about random things. And so, this is one of the things that I'm learning about growing my YouTube channel. And, really, because at first, the first couple videos I did, I was like, block, 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 block. But then I was like, well, that kind of helps with the engagements. So, even you don't need any script. You are perfect. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to admit that I am becoming more comfortable just being myself, being authentic, coming on here, like showing y'all I'm doing a puzzle. I think it's so beautiful too. And so it really does help. I don't remember who I heard say this, but they were saying that it's the reps that are important. That if you're learning something new or going to the gym or drinking water, whatever it is, that it's the reps of doing it that are important. So let me tell you this. So I heard on one of the videos on one of the other social media platforms, this lady was talking about ladies that are in your, I want to say she said 40s and 50s. I'm 56. Yes. 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 And so she was like, you should be able to do 11 push-ups. And so, it was a Mel Robbins interview. And so Mel Robbins was like, you mean the ones with your knees bent? And she said no. So listen, she was like, if you are a woman in your 40s or 50s, you should be able to do 11 push-ups. And you like puzzles too? They are my favorite. And I was just like, 11 push up, like real push-ups, not the fake push-ups with your knees, like the for real. And so I was like, she said 11. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to start with 2. I'm going to try to do 2 push-ups. I did 1 because, oh my gosh, I was like, this is insane. But how I decided to build consistency and build the reps is I got to start with the fake push-ups. And so I can do 5 reps of the fake push ups with my knees bent. And then I can do 5 more push ups, the fake push ups with my knees bent. That's what I'm saying. Now, it doesn't matter. I should not let the fact that I cannot do 11 reps, or 11 full push ups, stop me from doing push ups. And it's the same thing with social media. If you writing a book, if you are gonna start a business, like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is the reps, and that you continue to do it, get better, and become more consistent. And so, that's what I'm committed to doing. I'm committed to doing what it takes to I'm committed to stumbling, doing it wrong. I'm committed to growing my channel in the way that it takes. And so that's what I'm doing. And so it has been a heck of a ride so far, I must say. It is continuing to push me outside of my comfort zone. And to be honest, I don't want to be comfortable anymore. Bye. So, I don't really have any live timing. I guess I need to, well, let me think about that. That's going to be the thing that I implement this week, is coming up with a specific time that I'm going to be live, because you see, there you go. That's going to be the thing that I implement this week. So everything is a process. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning that everything is a process. If you want to learn how to do something, if you want to learn how to do something new, if you want to stop doing something, that's also a process. And so, that's really what it takes. But I am committed to, you have to push yourself. Yes. And it's funny. That is one of the awarenesses that I had today, that I really appreciated myself for, is that I have literally been pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I have done videos and gone live when I was sleepy. I had been up since 4:30 in the morning, but I had made a commitment and a promise to myself that I was going to go live for 20 minutes, and I would do it. Y'all saw me yawning and yawning and yawning, but I was so proud of myself that I had did it. And that also helps increase my confidence. It helps increase the fact that I know I can do it. And I mean, that's what it takes. I mean, I hear people talk about being successful. I think I just found a piece. Dang, I did not just find a piece. About being successful in what it takes, and it takes commitment and consistency. And so that is what I am committed to, because I have decided, studies show it takes 21 days to break a habit. It's real. When you take control and actions, it can be overwhelming, but accept it and keep going. That is what I'm talking about, Frank Sinatra. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That right there. Exactly. Like. Exactly what you said. That's what it's about. Takes 21 days. And then hopefully after that 21 days, you are in a groove and you just keep going. You know what I'm saying? You just keep going and keep going and keep going. That is that's what I'm intending. I'm intending that I'm going to continue to go live and make videos and build a community and build the community of other people, and that's another thing. Like, I have also been commenting, looking at sharing the on other people's video, because it's not just about me. It ain't just about me. When you in a community with somebody, you give, and you are given to it. You can achieve massive success. Too many people want to convince you that you can't. Now, Jim, you have said something with that. Yes. And this Secret Service agent who was being interviewed on the Diary of a CEO was saying how important it is to be around other people who are also moving outside of their comfort zone. I mean, now this is something that she said. I don't know how long she had been a Secret Service agent, but what she said was that if you are hanging around someone who is, what did she say, doing unlawful things, your tendency to be hurt is drastically increased. She didn't say hurt, but you just, use your imagination. It's like if you are hanging around people who are doing illegal activities, like your percentage for getting hurt, even if you're not around them at that particular time. I was like, wow, that is so interesting. And so I believe it's so important. Yes, people can drag you down. They're beneath. Yes, 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 yes. Panicking. Yes. Joshua, thank you. Same to you. You have a wonderful night. And so it's just very interesting. Like, I have one of my girlfriends who I actually met her at a I actually met her at a personal development class in 2016, and we are still, you know, the best of friends. We recently decided that we were going to be each other's accountability partner to really push each other to live our dreams and to experience everything that we want to experience, because sometimes you need that. Thank you so much. God bless you both, and thank you for the compliment about my hair. I appreciate that. But we decided that we were going to be each other's accountability partner. I just did a quick audit of your YouTube channel. When you get time, fill out the About channel. Mm. And put all your social media below as well, not just the products you sell. Set a weekly post and go. You know what? Let me take a picture of this so I can remember. Hold on. The About You. That's what I gotta do. Okay, the About You section. Look. This is why you should go live, because you have people like Frank who can help you build your YouTube channel. Frank, I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna do that tonight. That's exact. Thank you so much. That is so great. The products you sell and set a weekly post or go live schedule. Okay, so here's what I did. Frank, I did that in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna post it, but I'm gonna write it. I have this big posted pad in my office, and I'm literally going to write my schedule down so that I can have a visual of it, because I'm a visual person. so that I can have a visual of what my schedule is going to be. So thank you so much. This makes me so happy, because I need you to listen. I need all the help I can get. And I shared what I have been learning because somebody else out there who's live, maybe you didn't know what Frank shared, or hold on, I'm gonna get her name right because she's been so helpful. Or what Jim shared, because he was also very helpful. Frank, Jim, and Krishana. Maybe you didn't know some of the things that they shared, but I think it's a beautiful community to help each other as we are growing and transforming and, you know, creating a community and doing YouTube. I'm so excited, because for many years, I was scared. To be honest, I didn't. And let me tell you why. Because I thought it had to look a certain way. I see some of the creators, and it looks like they have a whole production team and lighting and microphones and edits and all this. And while I can do some of that. I don't have a big production team, but I have lighting, a microphone, I have all that kind of stuff. I may have someone I want to introduce you to. She's really good too, but first I'd like to see more consistency from you. Look at, you know what? Frank, that's another confirmation of me just being consistent. Because I've only been doing this consistently, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks. I want to say 3 weeks or close to 3. So, but I really feel like I'm getting into the groove of it now. Another thing that I'm really excited about is probably in about another 6 weeks or so, I'm going to have more free time. So I'm excited about that, getting in the groove of it and being consistent. So I appreciate that. I am, that gives me a little more push, a little more excitement and tenacity. And it doesn't matter. Maybe you are not, maybe you don't want to grow your YouTube channel, but maybe you want to start a business or become a therapist or go back to school or whatever it is, the thing for you that you have an intention to do. You can do it. Be consistent. So here, let me tell you the other thing that I did. So I did not go to college right out of high school. I got a job because nobody in my immediate family had gone to college at that time. But I knew I wanted to go to college. I knew I wanted my mom to have a daughter with a college degree. That was initially why I went. It took me 18 years to finish my first degree. 18. Because I would take classes, I would go to summer school, I would take classes, go to summer school, then I got married. And then I had you know what I'm saying? And so then I would go back to school, I'd take a couple more classes, and I'd go back and take a couple more. It took me 18 years to get my first degree. And that is what I'm going to hold on to while I am on this YouTube journey. That it doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is the consistency. James is asking what your stream is about. There's a brand message. Well, here's the thing. Frank, this, so your viewers can toggle back and forth. Okay, so here's the thing, Frank. You are absolutely right. It says James is asking about what your stream is. Okay, there is a brand message issue, which is why I stated about the about page. So here's the thing. There's a part of me that is like, oh, I can do this. So basically the channel is I help people find their purpose. I have a process that allows you, if you have no idea what your purpose is, or if you think you know what your purpose is, I can help you solidify that and get clarity in what your purpose is. And I do that by helping you reflect and really put the pieces together about your life story, because all of our life stories are different. And there are experiences and people, good and bad, that have happened in your life over the period of your life who have made you who you are. Then we look at your skills, gifts, and talents. What is it that you do really good and that people ask your help with because they think you do a really good job at it? The third one is your personality. I have you take a personality test that helps give you some confirmation on why you are the way you are. And then we figure out what you're passionate about. What makes you emotional, happy? What is the problem that you were created to solve? So that that is what my channel is about. Here's my thing, Frank, is how do I talk about that every day with lives, video? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, am I gonna be saying the same thing? Re-explain that to me. I mean, okay, so let me see here. I would say I help you figure out the problem that you were created to solve. That's what I help you do. How's that? How's that? I help you figure out the problem that you were created to solve. What your purpose and passion is. That's what I help you do. Help you figure out what your purpose is. Okay, bingo. Okay, all right, okay. There we go. Okay, I'm getting it, Frank. I'm getting it. I got you. I got you. See, look, the people are like, yeah, finally. Yeah, okay. You went round and round and round and round. I know. Yes. So thank you. That's another confirmation. Because here's the thing. I can remember I had an aha moment about, thank you, Richard. You helped me. I'm in class. Frank got me in class tonight. I didn't know I was gonna. I meant to give me a notebook and a pen and some paper. But what I had an aha moment, because it's like, if somebody was gonna interview me, what would they be interviewing me about? Because right now I'm like, I talk about healing, I talk about purpose, you know what I'm saying? And so that is another confirmation. It really is. That's another confirmation. Frank, what do we do about the other comments? What do we do? What do we do about the other comments? Frank? Do I just let the other comments go? Is that what I do? What do I do about the comments? This has been the best live ever. I have gotten so much. I hope y'all got some good information, because I have been taken to school. I have gotten so much good information. Block them and ignore them. Okay, okay. I thought that was, I figured out that block button earlier, but I was like, okay, block them and ignore. Okay, I do that. I, oh, here, let me practice. Let me practice with this one. Now I just know I can put a user in timeout. That is interesting. I didn't even know it. Look, I guess YouTube, I guess they have thought of everything. Hello from London. I'm learning so much. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate it. I'm learning. Look, I'm gonna complete the page. You can give me some homework tonight. I'm gonna do that. And that's gonna be one more thing that I have implemented in this process of transforming how I show up on YouTube. Okay, and then I hit him, so that's what I did. The other people. And so let me tell you another reason why I'm so proud of myself is because when I was like, okay, well, Tawana, what you gonna talk about? I think I just called it random thoughts or something. I think that's the title of the live because I didn't really have anything specific to talk about. I talked a little bit about purpose. I met a lady. I did you know what I'm saying? Yes, you can also make people moderators to help time people out for good or temporarily as wherever. Be careful who you make. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would have to. I don't know. Yeah, because I get that. I get that. Okay. Thank you for that honest answer. I can appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. That's great. That's great. Frank, you have been so helpful. I appreciate it. I am so proud of myself because when I started on this live, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I knew I was going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. And I have been on live for 57 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I am. So please, I don't know who you are out there. Continue to do things that make you proud of yourself. And Frank has helped me to know that I help people find their purpose and find the problem that they were created to solve. He's like, keep it just real quick and short. I help you find your purpose in life. That's what I do. So I'm excited. I'm excited. This is going to be good. So even when I was on, I was using Chat GBT saying, hey, how do I grow? And it was like, hey, you should go live 30 minutes to an hour. It said twice a week. And so even I forget the young lady who said, well, what's your live schedule? It was like, oh, that's why, so that people can know when I go live so that they can join. You may think you're boring, but your tribe doesn't. It's what makes you relatable to them. So be yourself. Don't cave and keep it. Let me take a picture of this frame because I'm going to have to remember that when the going gets rough. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that and I accept that. I'm integrating that into my thought process. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that I'm learning is that I don't have to do, I mean, it's of course, will I have videos that I record and edit? Yes. And I will also have videos like this where I just get online and we chit chat and talk and I learn. I learn. And hopefully you do too. So I'm excited. Oh, it's somebody from Pakistan. Isn't that exciting? So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited about the journey and the fact that I have been live for a whole hour on YouTube. So I'm gonna go get a snack. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for everybody who commented and who stayed. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. This is going to be one heck of a journey. So, see you next time.